Hey?
Making a plan, what's that?
Making a plan so that they're organised for when they want to go do something.
Fireman, is he?
No.
I don't think he is.
Yeah, so this is our truck, St Kilda 221.
Wow, awesome.
Yep. So when you see the 1, that means we're a pump.
Oh yeah.
The other code that we sort of have in Dunedin that you might see around is a 7, so that's a rescue truck. So we've effectively got the same gear, but the rescue truck's got stuff for cutting cars, you know, like the jaws of life.
Oh yeah.
And you'll see the ladder truck around that ends in a 5. So the 22 represents this station.
Yep.
And the 1 designates what the truck's for. So Dunedin, for example, is 211, which is a pump, or 215, which is the aerial truck.
Oh, real?
Yeah, so just...
Yeah, I didn't know that. Did you know that, bro?
Yeah.
Awesome.
If you come in here, this is the pump panel. So all the trucks are set up pretty much the same, whether they're a rescue truck or not. All these levers turn on what we call the low pressure deliveries. So low pressure delivery is probably the most general hose that you'll see around. You see them on TV and stuff running them out. So
yeah.
This is just another way that we store them. We store them flat.
Yep.
So you can pull them out quite a bit quicker.
Awesome.
You just pretty much just grab it and go. This is what we call a high pressure delivery.
Yeah.
So it's it's quick get to work, but it doesn't have as much volume, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So this is capable of flowing 230 litres a minute.
Yep.
Whereas this one here on this branch is capable of flowing 570 litres a minute.
Far out. That's a lot.
Flow. Yeah. Yeah. So
That chipstick.
The fire extinguishers.
Yep. So just the fire extinguishers. If we just get called to like a wee job or something,
Yeah.
just a heater or something that might have gone on fire, we don't need to spray water around. We can just get it with the fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
So
Awesome, man.
what else can I tell you? Oh, the water goes in here and comes out these ones.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's all the gauges that.
And there's radios in there.
Yep, I'll show you the radios in a minute. So this is our tool blocker.
Wow, look at all that, mate. Hey?
Yep, smoke alarm kit. So you've got working smoke alarms at your house? Yeah?
Yeah.
So we, big part of what we do is home fire safety visits and looking after the community, and part of that is that we install smoke alarms in people's houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what else we got in here? These are just battery tools, like drills and skill saws and that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Seen one of these before?
Right.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's a Halligan bar. You see them on TV quite a bit in the American TV. They're very handy for breaking into, making entry into buildings and that sort of stuff.
Ah, true.
I think you can hear the radio going down.
Yep. In here we've got spare BA cylinders for our breathing apparatus. We've got 4 of them, carry them on each side.
Is it? Yeah.
First aid kit. Defibrillator. So a lot of what we do is responding to medical calls. So if somebody's having a heart attack or a cardiac arrest, then we get responded to help the ambulance out, because there's 5 paid fire stations around Dunedin that are manned full time, but there's only really 3 if you include Mosgiel ambulance depots, and they might only have a couple of trucks on at any time. So some nights, there might only be 3, maybe 4 ambulances, and for their policies to have 2 ambulances to a cardiac arrest or a purple call.
Yeah.
And if there's one going on the other side of town, or perhaps they're at something not quite as major, it's good that we get to go out and get there first and help them out.
Yeah, true. So where are the other 5-man stations?
So you've got Dunedin Central, which is the big brick one.
Yep.
Across from kind of where Cadbury's was.
Yeah, we passed here today. And
Yep.
Have a look.
There's one at Willowbank, which is sort of in the student area.
Oh, yeah,
Lookout Point on the top of the hill.
Yeah, Lookout Point, yep.
So Willowbank and Lookout Point are our 2 rescue stations.
Yep.
So they've got, in this locker here, they'll have cutting gear.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, so we've got them at either end of the town so that should they need to go north or south, it's accessible, plus they can come in for any car accidents.
Yeah, true.
And that. And Roslyn's our other one up, up on, it's kind of more the top of Kaikoura Valley, you know where the KFC is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up near there.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So we've also got lots of waterway equipment, like so this one is called a dividing breaching. So the water comes from this direction and then gets split either way, and then you control whether you turn it on or off at this here.
You can run 2 hoses off that one thing, yeah.
2 off one, or
cool.
It's quite handy if you have to go up like a steep driveway.
Yeah.
Put this at the bottom, that way if you need to drain the hose or something, you can easily drain it back through without shutting the pump right down.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yep.
otherwise you'd have to shut the pump down.
True.
And in the bottom here, we've got PPE fan, positive pressure fan. We set these up quite often if somebody's filled their kitchen up with smoke, or for whatever reason there's smoke or it needs ventilating.
Yeah.
We can set this up in a doorway and then open maybe a window or another door at the other end of the building, and it'll use positive pressure to force the air in and smoke out.
No, good idea.
Yeah. We've got foam in these drums, and this is a strainer basket which goes over the suction hose that we use for sucking water out of streams and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was rubbing on there.
Yeah.
Much better. Come around the back. We've got road cones and a big ladder. This is what we call our 464 ladder. So St Kilda's the only truck with a 464 ladder in Dunedin.
Yep.
The other ladders are just 10.5, what we call the 10.5 rescue ladders.
Yeah.
So they go 10.5 metres high.
Yep.
No, you're testing me.
That's all good, mate. We don't know what we're talking about, so.
I'm just trying to convert it into, it's 46 feet, so.
Oh, yep.
I think. 46 feet.
This goes a long bloody way anyway, doesn't
So
it?
I think it's about 15-ish metres.
Yeah.
So it's something I should know. You've stumped me. Or I've stumped myself. Standpipes.
Hey.
So this is what we plug into the road. You see the yellow squares on the road that say fire hydrant on them? If you lift them up, there's an attachment, and on the bottom of this, we screw that into the road, into the attachment on the road, and then we use this this is like our tap, I guess. You can turn it on and off, and then that'll bring the water up, and then from here we can feed the truck, fill the truck up with water, or use it to fill it. And of course, if that goes on one way, I'll choose the wrong way every time. And the bottom of this is just like a square, and put that in the road, put that through, and
Oh, yeah.
use that as our tap for turning it on and off, so we can operate the valve that way.
Very simple, practical tools,
this
eh?
side there, like,
Yeah.
Hoses.
more hoses.
Heaps of hose, yeah.
So this is 90mm hose, so it's a bit thicker than the stuff I showed you on the other side. The stuff I showed you on the other side is 70mm. This is what we use to feed the truck. So from the hydrant to the truck, we always use 90.
I'm with you.
90
Yep.
Less friction, and you can just get a lot more water to the truck, and then that way we can run it off. We've got 4 outlets on the truck, plus 2 high pressure deliveries. So
Yep.
we need a lot of water to the truck, and this is what we have. This is water dragging hose, and I'll show you what the water dragging is when we go around that side.
Cool.
Another ladder in the top there. We call that the coffin.
Oh,
It's just a big storage box, really.
Oh, yeah, true.
It's
It's size.
inside it. There's hard suction, which is what we use for sucking out of creeks and ponds,
Yep.
and also a backboard, mops, and a couple of mops and that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, this locker here. We've got a big light. These are handy, very handy scene lighting. And
Wow, it's just a monster.
yeah, so you set it on the ground, and it'll actually stand up to about this high, and then
Yep.
you can direct the front of it, and it'll light up the scene pretty well. We've also got, we call this our Swift water kit, or water safety kit, which has got life jackets in it. Yeah, just in case we're working near the water.
Yep.
And this is a bariatric lifting sheet. So if you've got like maybe an overweight person, or even just a person that's in a tricky position,
Yeah.
and you might have to maneuver them through like an awkward hallway,
Yep.
you can put them in this big canvas sheet with handles on it,
Yeah.
and easily maneuver them around.
Excellent.
Yeah. More hoses.
Wow.
Yep. These are our rural firefighting helmets. If we have to go to a rural job, our normal helmets are quite big and bulky, so these ones are
Oh, okay.
a bit lower profile, so that we can
Yep.
work on them easier, cooler, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And the goggles protect our eyes from the smoke.
Yeah.
It's got those stickers on the wall.
Yeah.
Smoke and what's that? Any smoke and it's working.
Yeah. I've got some stickers in the cupboard after, if you'd like some. Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is one of our big branches. So I was saying before about the 570 litres a minute.
Yep.
That's generally on the end of a 45mm hose.
Yep.
So that's sort of like our working length. So we'll take a 70mm hose to the door, because that can take us lots of water. Then we'll use a 45mm hose inside, because it's easier to move around. And,
true. Yep.
And the branch that we had on the other side, the 470, is sort of the maximum that you'd want to be using on the end of a 45mm hose. But
Yep.
if we were, for example, covering another building from a building that's on fire, stopping the flames from jumping across, we might look to use a bigger branch like this one here, 750 litres a minute, and we might put it straight on the end of one of these.
Yep.
Takes a bit of holding on to, but
I bet you it would.
it gives you a lot more water. So
Yeah.
another one of these, another flake delivery we call it. So 370s and 45 and a branch, and that's, like I said, you can just pick it up, run with it.
Yeah.
And that bit can get plugged in here. We've got some lines rescue gear, so if we have to do maybe like a cliff rescue or something like that, and at City Station there's a what they call the level 3 lines team. So if it's a real big job, then we can get started with this stuff, but the level 3 boys, there's a specific number that are trained, and they'll respond with the gear from City Station, and that's the real deal. We've
Fantastic.
got brooms and squeegees, cleaning up after ourselves or after an incident. The driver keeps his gear in here because it's easy for him to drive in boots and pants than it is in normal fire turnout gear.
Yeah, it would be true.
And that'll
For the
suck away the fumes.
Oh yeah, true. Good point.
Yeah. So this is the driver's seat. Yep, it's got the radio playing.
They even got a radio in the fire truck, bro.
Yeah, we do. Gonna sit in it.
Yeah.
Go on. Jump up there. Might be able to get a photo in the fire truck.
You alright, Rosie?
Yeah.
They're not allowed to start it though.
I know what you do.
The seat's set up for
The
our
driver,
driver
yep.
must be too short. He must be a bit taller than our driver.
Well, how's that, eh? Pretty awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
If you stay there, I'll jump in the other side. I'll show you the radio, eh?
Yeah, cool, mate.
So the boss always sits in this seat, so he can.
Firefighting, we can K28 Willowbank. All people are accounted for. They're down the road in the brewery sitting in front of the fire. We're just sending a medical crew down. Once we make the scene safe, we're going to get down.
So this is how we talk to Firecom. Firecom are the ones that you can hear talking on the radio, and the buttons, we use them as like a code. So instead of talking on the radio every time to say, "Yep, we're on our way," or "Yep, we've arrived," we can use these codes instead. So, for example, if the tones went now and we had to go out the door, first thing the boss is going to do is he's going to push 1 and send, and that just lets them know that we're on the way. And then when we arrive, there's different codes. So 55 is a special services, like a car accident. You've got 66, which is a non-property, so that might be a vegetation fire. 77, that's you've got to a property that you've been called to for perhaps a fire or an alarm activation, but there's nothing showing, so you put 77, and that just lets Firecom know that, oh, at the moment there's nothing, but we're going to investigate further. 88 means that, yep, we've got a job on, there's smoke or there's flames showing, so there's a small property fire. And 99 means it's well involved, and that's when Firecom know that things are going to get real. It also, we also use it to let Firecom know where we are. So if we're driving around this area, we use 4. 4 lets Firecom know that we're driving around our patch, but if we were to venture into Dunedin's patch, then we would have to tell them. So we hit 3 and then 2-1, because like I said before, 21 represents Dunedin City, so that just lets them know that we're driving around Dunedin City's patch. Make sense? Yeah, and it just saves. If everyone had to pick up the radio and say, "Yep, that's where we are," there'd be a lot of chatter all the time, wouldn't there? So it saves all that, and it just gets logged on their computer with, yeah. So what do you reckon that button does?
I'm not sure.
We push it.
Probably.
Whoa! Turn the lights on, bro.
Pretty cool, eh?
Hey?
Party lights. No, we won't put the noise on.
No.
Yeah, real loud. Yeah, that's just for the music. This is what we use for the siren. If you block your ears, we'll do a wee blast.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Alright? Yeah. It's pretty loud, eh? Yeah. Only works when the beacon's going though. Yeah.
What do you mean
The beacons are the flashing lights.
those ones?
Yeah, ones that you can see going. And if you look at the wall, you see it's all
Yeah.
lit up.
I can see all the lights going on the top, Rosie.
Pretty cool, eh?
Fantastic.
Is that trains to stations?
Yeah, that's just the same sort of radio as what you got in your car. You know, just for listening to music. Yeah, because we don't always go to emergencies. So sometimes when we're driving around town, we might listen to songs and the people talking and that sort of stuff just for fun.
Change the station, okay.
Yes, yeah, you can.
Change it.
Yeah.
Another station.
What's your favourite station?
Be the breeze, would it?
Breeze. Breeze is pretty good. 98.2, is it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So we've also got these radios as well. These are just like your handheld walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
So these are what we use to talk to each other when we're on the incident ground. But
Yeah.
we don't talk to Firecom on these. So yeah, big button in the middle is a push to talk, or we can do the classic side one.
You turn it on, the switch.
Yep, there's a wee Turn that on.
UHF Zone A operations.
And that's just letting us know what channel it's on.
Is it? So,
There you go. You push on the front and talk.
no?
It should come through my one.
Well, press it.
Yep.
That one.
Yep. Or you can press on that.
Here.
Yep. You got to talk into it.
Talk. Hello? Hello?
See?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Hello? 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 Oh, yeah.
I can hear you. Oh, you might not have heard me. I might put that down low. Don't want to do it too loud, otherwise there'll be a bit of feedback, you know? I can hear you.
There you go. Hello? Can hear you.
Loud and clear.
Right.
Yeah. So we use these to, if we're on, you know, other side of the building or maybe down the road or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll chuck that back on.
Wow, Sam, is this fantastic? Hey?
What about,
Well, see in the seat,
yeah,
this is our breathing apparatus.
is it?
Yeah, so it's in the seat. It's locked in there, can't go anywhere. We still have to wear our seat belts when we're going to calls, but then when we get to the call, we can easily put the shoulder straps on,
Yeah.
and then from there, it's all ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's...
Oh, wow.
They call it?
Breathing apparatus. Yeah, it's our BA. And then we've got a mask in here.
Oh, yeah. Is that too? Hey? You've changed that. Changed the station, haven't you?
Yeah, you can change on that one. Yep.
So another station, this is on, mate.
Yeah, the driver usually chooses what's on. This one
Yep.
looks like the sound. Do you like the sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good, eh?
Yeah, it's got sound on in the car at the moment.
Classic old rock.
Is it solid gold, is it? Is it solid
Yeah, it
gold?
might have been used to been called solid
Yeah, a few of them have changed their names.
gold. Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty.
Fantastic. Alright, Fireman Sam. Do you want a hand down?
You gonna get down alright? Yeah, just watch your step. Grab onto that handle there with your right hand. Yep. As you're coming down, grab this handle back here with the other hand. Yep. Foot under. Nice. Too easy. I think you've just passed the driver's test.
Yep, it's alright.
Now, put that back there so he knows where it is. If you come around, I'll show you the gear we wear.
Right?
This is what we call our level 2s. So this will protect us from a
The heat, is it?
from the heat. Yeah. Yep. So you can feel it's pretty thick, pretty heavy. Grab hold of that and see how heavy it is.
Yeah,
Yeah. Weighs a bit, eh?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we've all got our own set. We've got our gum boots stored in our pants already, so we can just climb on in.
Oh, yes.
Pants on.
Right.
That usually, quite often, some of the guys will hang it on the outside of the truck or on one of the hooks out here, and that way you can kind of climb into it quite quickly.
Oh,
When the bells go, we're meant to get to the truck and be ready to go out the door within 90 seconds.
yeah. Do you?
90 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. So pretty
That's
quick.
quick.
And what bells? I mean, what's...
I'll show you in a minute, perhaps if you're allowed. I'll ask the boss. And then this is our helmet that we all wear.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look
Yeah.
at
Yeah, feel how heavy that is. Not too bad, eh?
That's not bad.
Yeah. But other way around.
Right?
Other way around.
This
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. I'll do the strap for you. There you go.
Wow, how's that? Hey?
Better give a thumbs up to the camera.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Sam.
Which one? No.
Fireman Sam.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Hey?
Feel like a dream come true for you, bro.
I'll go, just wait there a second, I'll go and ask the boss if we can set the tones on.
Yeah, that's luck. It's extended and refurbished. 2nd April 2015.
When was that?
A wee while ago, years ago.
So I'll just come through here.
There you go, bro.
This is our main station radio. On the front of it you can see there we've got an R and we've got a P.
Yep.
So the R is routine, if we just want to talk to Firecomm with a routine message. We press the R and then they'll get back to us, and that's pretty much, we'll press it, it'll set a wee alarm off in their booth, but it won't annoy them, and then they'll be able to see that we've asked to talk to them, and then when they're ready they'll come back to us. If we press the P, that'll set off a big alarm, and they know that that's more of an emergency, and they need to be talking to us sooner rather than later. So what we'll do is we'll press an R.
Kilda Firefighter,
Firecomm from St Kilda Fire. Can we get a tone station tone test at your convenience? Over.
please stand by. Stroke 221, stand by.
So what you'll hear is a wee tone over the radio first, which will quite a high pitched tone. So that's them pressing. I guess that's them priority calling out.